Hey there, legendary souls. Welcome back to Unconventional Counseling. I've really been wanting to read more in general, but also this year. And there are some books that I want to share with you, some books that I want to read to you. So we're going to start off this new way of reading, of sharing, with Rest is Resistance, a manifesto by Tricia Hersey. This is the creator of the Nap Ministry. So we're just going to take it page by page. All right, settle in. Maybe get a tea, a coffee, a beverage, depending on what time of day you're seeing this. And just enjoy. I wish you rest today. I wish you a deep knowing that exhaustion is not a normal way of living. You are enough. You can rest. You must resist anything that doesn't center your divinity as a human being. You are worthy of care. Chapter 1. I want this book to be a prayer, a field guide for the rest resistance, a document to be engaged with on the ground as we all navigate the reality of capitalism and white supremacy, robbing us of our bodies, our leisure, and our dream space. A blessing whispered over your body and around your head, an embodied pilgrimage toward rest. Let this be a testimony to our collective survival and our present and future thriving. You don't belong on the grind. Get off the violent cycle. It is burning down because we torched it. Grind culture can't have you. Imagine a world without oppression. Take more time here. Visualize softness. Breathe deep. Envision a world centered in justice. Stay here. Welcome to your dream space, a download, a daydream. Stay here. Stay and rest. Stay in the dream space. Our collective rest will save us. You are enough. Our dreams are enough. This is imagination work. A portal opens when we slow down. You can rest. I'm dreaming of a world that includes justice for all those sleep-deprived, exhausted, and caught up in the hustle and shenanigans of white supremacy and capitalism. May we have space to navigate our lives from a liberated rest state. May all of culture slow down. May we rest together. I believe our entire culture is sleep-deprived and exhausted. So if you're holding this book, I'm rejoicing because this book hopes to be a battle cry, a guidebook, a field guide, a pillow, and a map for the Rest is Resistance movement, a manifesto for the weary and hopeful, an imagination tool. People are waking up. People are waking up. People are waking up to the truth of their manipulation under toxic systems. People are waking up to heal. People are waking up to rest. We will no longer be a martyr for grind culture. Grind culture is a collaboration between white supremacy and capitalism. It views our divine bodies as machines. Our worth is not connected to how much we produce. Another way is possible. Our shared history is one of extreme disconnection and denial. We ignore our body's need to rest, and in doing so, we lose touch with spirit. In our bodies, we have our temples. It is the only thing we own. Our bodies are a tool agent for change, a site of liberation. Our bodies know. The time to rest is now. Our collective rest will change the world because our rest resides in a spirit of refusal and disruption. Rest is our protest. Rest is our resistance. Rest is reparations. I remain grateful for the mystery of the unknown, experimentation, and the constant demand for liberation no matter what the systems have told us. Grateful for our divinity that we can tap into no matter what we are living through. Grateful for the metaphysical, the telepathic, and the deep knowing that our worth is not connected to how much labor we can withstand. This rest message is a message of power over oppression. Rest is balm. We will rest. So, I hope you're enjoying this book so far. There's something so beautiful about the way Tricia Hersey is describing rest, that it's a battle cry, that it is a site of liberation, that it is our resistance against white supremacy and against capitalism. And I'm noticing as I'm reading, I don't want to read all of it to you. And I want to trust that. Ooh. We're moving forward. We're moving to Tenet 3. Naps provide a portal to imagine, invent, and heal. This work is a battle cry for being sick and tired of capitalism and white supremacy. A resting place, an alternative and temporary space of joy and freedom. The way both systems view human bodies is evil and unsustainable. No one is being seen clearly within them, and instead is viewed as less than human and a machine to be used, abused, and overlooked. This is a meditation on rest as resistance. This is a meditation on rest as reparations. This is a reverberation for my ancestors. May my deeds in this life please them. May the bass of drums shake liberation from trees. May you join us as we rest. The nap ministry is for resistance and for the softening. The rest is resistance message is for us to hold in our hands, hug while we sleep, and lay down as we think about all the ways our bodies can hold space for liberation. Resting our bodies and minds is a form of reverence. When we honor our bodies via rest, we are connecting to the deepest parts of ourselves. We are freedom making. What stories are we holding deep inside that are untold and uncovered because we are too exhausted? This rest work is holding space for our memories, our microhistories, and all the things that make us human. The idea of rest as resistance and rest as reparations can be challenging to distill into a few lines when I'm asked to do a quick take. It's counterintuitive to believe rest to be not a place to waste time, but instead a generative place of freedom and resistance. We've never learned this in our culture. The thought of not doing, even for a short time, is seen as lazy and unproductive. So an explanation for rest as a form of justice is layered and nuanced. I have learned that one of the most concise and true ways to share the message of rest is to say, rest makes us more human. It brings us back to our humanness. To be more human, to be connected to who and what we truly are, is at the heart of our rest movement. Since the beginning of developing the nap ministry, I have repeated, this is about more than naps, over and over again. I've done this because I realize that it's so easy for us as a culture to attempt to engage with this work from a quick surface level. Social media makes it so seductive to quickly scroll and feel a high from the media presented. It allows for an engagement that lacks depth, slow study, and embodiment. The memes on our page, or what I like to call propaganda messages, are one of the many tools I use to lay a foundation for us to deprogram from grind culture. But there is always an incomplete understanding when you are engaging on social media because it has been created to be an extension of capitalism. Ooh. The designers of the platforms want us there all day, scrolling, spending money, and absorbing messages in a fast-paced, disconnected manner. To truly grasp the heart of the messages, we will have to put down our phones and laptops and rest. We will have to take an intense look at the ways in which grind culture has traumatized us and then begin the lifelong process of healing from this trauma. This work is about more than simply naps and sleep. It is a full unraveling from the grips of our toxic understanding of our self-worth as divine human beings. Grieving in this culture is not done and is seen as a waste of time because grieving is a powerful place of reverence and liberation. A grieving person is a healed person. Can you guess why our culture does not want a healed person in it? You are worthy of rest. We don't have to earn rest. Rest is not a luxury, a privilege, or a bonus we must wait for once we're burned out. I hear so many repeat the myth of rest being a privilege, and I understand this concept and still deeply disagree with it. Rest is not a privilege because our bodies are still our own, no matter what the current systems teach us. The more we think of rest as a luxury, the more we buy into the systematic lies of grind culture. Our bodies and spirits do not belong to capitalism. No matter how it is theorized and presented, our divinity secures this. And this is our right to claim this boldly. It is our right to claim this boldly. I'm not grinding ever. I trust the Creator and my ancestors to always make space for my gifts and talents without needing to work myself into exhaustion. When we can begin to tap into the deep vessel of who we truly are, so many things would end about oppression. I believe the powers that be don't want us rested because they know that if we rest enough, we're going to figure out what's really happening and we're going to overturn the entire system. Exhaustion keeps us numb, it keeps us zombie-like, and it keeps us on their clock. Overworking and the trauma of burnout continues to degrade our divinity. Once we know and remember we are divine, we will not participate and allow anything into our hearts and minds that is not loving and caring. We would treat ourselves and each other like the tender and powerful beings that we are. When I say sleep helps you wake up, it helps you wake up to the truth of who and what you are, and the system doesn't want that. It would crumple under the weight of this power. Things I know for sure that continue to keep me focused on resting. It's my body, my cells, my skin, my heart, my breath. Therefore, I will lovingly center it as the site of my deepest freedom and care. I don't belong to the systems. They cannot have me. I will never donate my body to a system that views it only as a tool for its production. I need you to begin to slowly feel this and to declare that the systems can't have you. It will take deep work, but it's imaginative and beautiful work that will be a lifelong process. I'm grateful we have a lifetime, and our healing needs to not be rushed and urgent. We have a lifetime. We can go slow. We can go deep. We can go into the cracks. Get up today and tomorrow and think to yourself, when and where can I find a moment of rest? You can plot and plan for 10 minutes at your desk, 30 minutes of weekend napping, or 1 minute of resting your eyes. Keep pondering and making space for the time to detox from technology. Listen. What day will you be able to remove one app from your phone in an effort to retain expansiveness for yourself? How will you be able to one day say no to a request that doesn't serve you? To build firm yet caring boundaries that teach us all the meaning of community care. All these things are a form of rest. Can you find ways to get outdoors in nature, to sky gaze, to ground your feet in the grass, to connect with the land since the land needs healing also? Staring out of the windows on public trains and buses saved my sanity during the height of my exhaustion. White supremacy and capitalism have been using our bodies for evil for centuries. They violently push literal, bone-crushing labor while ignoring any limits. The body, to those agents of grind culture, is not a divine dwelling and instead a vehicle for profit. dragging my tired body out onto the streets to walk to the bus stop on my way to an underpaid 40+ hours a week job. I then would just stare out the window of the moving train, gaining a moment of peace and calm, connected with the sky, watch the movement of the trees, possibly spotting a favorite bird. Those moments intensely settled my spirit. While I was living these moments, I just knew I felt better. The opportunity to breathe deeply while resting my eyes became a lifeline. I know now that these were moments of rest. I was able to pull back my mind from the grind and settle into my pure existence to just be and to reclaim my body as my own. The nap ministry started while I was daydreaming, napping, and slowing down because my body and my ancestors told me so. The idea of living in a world but not being a part of it is a long-held tradition taught to me by my ancestors. My grandparents and parents lived it daily, and I grew up in Sunday school singing congregational songs with lyrics like, "This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away." I'm grateful for this politics of refusal and of listening to what we know to be true. It is risk-taking to do the opposite of what the dominant culture wants. Our work is to slowly and deeply cultivate an expansive inner knowing that trusts our intuition and views rest as a physical and psychological disruption. We can bend time when we rest, and I'm grateful for slowness and the embodied work of refusal. The way taking your time and disrupting the dominant culture's need to rush is liberation. To just be, to just deepen into what already is and can never be taken from us is the praxis. We don't need to have our eyes and mouths wide open, searching to accomplish more, to be more, to do more. Grind culture has normalized pushing our bodies to the brink of destruction. We proudly proclaim showing up to work or an event despite an injury, a sickness, or a mental break. We are praised and rewarded for ignoring our body's needs for rest, care, and repair. The cycle of grinding like a machine continues and becomes internalized as the only way. We are made new when we enter the portal of naps. I want you to firmly plant yourself inside your imagination. Take refuge in the beauty and power of community care and of daydreaming. We can build, rest, and usher in a new way that centers liberation and care, no matter what the systems continue to do. Rest is a portal. Silence is a pillow. Sabbath, our lifeline. Pausing, our compass. Go get your healing. Be disruptive. Push back. Slow down. Take a nap. That was good. That felt good. I hope that felt good for you too. I am going to continue to follow my intuition in terms of what to read and how much to read and how much to share with you. But I feel good about this. I feel good about this process. I feel good about this practice. I get to read more. I get to share with you. You get to feel all of the wisdoms kind of coming through. I get to experience them too. This feels good. Let's pause here, and I'll catch y'all in the future. Bye.